What's up, everybody? I'm the Bourbonist, and today we're going to be going through the bourbon room. I've had a few comments lately of people wanting to know exactly what the room looks like because they can see it a little bit of it on video, but they can't see the whole thing. So I'm going to be going through the room today, showing you what's in there, why I put it in there, and kind of telling you a little bit of story about a few little pieces. So stay tuned. So, first things first, here in the Bourbon Lounge, the number one thing that I was dead set is I wanted a wide selection of bourbons. I did not want to do just one brand, one type. I wanted as many options as possible because you never know when someone's going to want to swing by and have a drink with you. So, for that purpose, I kind of started off cheap. I went with some of the lower options. Got some of the stuff that maybe not everyone would spend money on. Mainly reason is if I want to do a blind or if someone wants to come over and they see something they want to buy it, I want to have it here. So I built my collection in a sense from the ground up. So one of the most important pieces in the bourbon room is the elk head. My dad actually harvested this elk the year before he passed away. So now that dad's not here and I have this tribute to him, having it in my bourbon lounge absolutely means the world to me. And I take a lot of pride in seeing it when I come in here. So I wouldn't really say that I'm an avid reader, but the Bourbon Lounge concept actually started as a home library, something for a guy to go to and get away for a little while, and somehow expanded into the whiskey room. How that actually happened, not 100% sure. So a lot of these trinkets on top of the shelf are actually from events in my life. The scope is actually the scope that killed the elk. There's some bottles there, like from my wedding day and the day I got engaged. And this radio is actually from my grandmother's kitchen. It stayed there my entire childhood, so when she passed away, I had to have it. There's not really a crazy story behind the Johnny Cash poster. I just wanted something subtle for the room that was really cool, and what's cooler than Johnny Cash's mugshot? So I keep it behind the door. Most of the time, people don't even notice it until they're getting up to leave. So another extremely important part of the bourbon room is this photo of the Glade Creek Gristmill, which is kind of an iconic photo from West Virginia. My grandparents had one just like this hanging up in their living room throughout my childhood. So my wife, knowing that, actually gifted me this one for the bourbon room. One of my favorite parts of the bourbon room is the vinyl. I love listening to vinyl, so sometimes I just come down here, pour a drink, kick back, and just listen to some music. Despite my rather large Booker's collection, I'm actually not a fan of Booker's, but I do love the marketing behind it. The story behind every bottle, the wooden boxes, I absolutely love that. But some of the things that I do regularly drink are Calumets. I love Weller. I'm a big fan of all things Stag, Larceny, and anything and everything that Smoke Wagon has been putting out has been phenomenal. Peerless this last year has hit my radar, and Billen Holiday is absolutely killing it. So speaking of marketing, I'm a huge fan of the E.H. Taylor tubes. Their whiskey's phenomenal. Anything in a box, the Goose Island IPAs, this Ben Holiday Cave Collection bottle, all that stuff is super cool to me. Penelope has absolutely been putting out phenomenal stuff. And I don't think that any whiskey collection is complete without a few Blanton's bottles. Call me a tater. So hey, thanks for checking out the Bourbon Room with me. This was a ton of fun to make. Some of these stories of the little knickknacks in here, I love telling. But this room is mainly just somewhere filled with a bunch of stuff that I love. I love coming down here and hanging out, having a pour, listening to some vinyl. I love when friends join me. I love their expression when they see the room for the first time and the selection that I have. But more importantly, it's a place to kick back and unwind after a long day. It's a place to contemplate life, think about things, and that's kind of what I do down here. That's what I love about it. So thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. You guys have been phenomenal. I do read the comments, of course, and that's where I got the idea for this video. So if you guys have any other video ideas, throw it in the comments and I might get around to it. We are going to be running a little bit of a promotion here shortly because my elk buddy here does not have a name, but he does need one. So check out my podcast. It's the Bourbonist podcast. Whenever we get to um, a certain point where we have a good enough following to put something out there, we're going to be giving away a bottle in turn for someone naming the elk. So I am the Bourbonist, guys. Thanks for joining. Cheers.